Tonight on our news, embattled MP Adrian Gibson testifies in libel trial, plus a teen charged in court for murder and attempted murder. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. Angel Cartwright says that's no problem. She's ready to be Miss Bahamas Universe. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Long Island Member of Parliament Adrian Gibson again testifying as a witness in a libel case. In court today, Gibson detailing how comments on a local show caused humiliation and political and social damage. Bethany McDermott was in court and tells us more.
While taking the stand, the Long Island MP was asked if he had any interactions with Gregory Miller. To that, Adrian Gibson said in either 2018 or 2019, he, Miller, and a few others were on a conference call concerning the retention of a Pinewood Gardens project that he previously held. He also explained that in the summer of 2017, he was introduced to Miller at lunch with the general overseer of his grandfather's church. He also testified he did no work for Miller's company and the joint account with his ex-girlfriend was opened in either March 2015 or 2016. This prompting Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt to ask how someone unknown to him could deposit something to his account. The Long Island MP responded that he cannot speculate as to what the defendant was thinking, but said he did not invite Miller to put any money to his account. The Chief Magistrate also asked how would anyone know the account information. Gibson said he would be speculating, adding if he was allowed to speculate, he believed Miller got the account information from someone at the bank. Gregory Miller is charged with attempted intentional libel and intentional libel after prosecutors allege he transferred $200 to Gibson's Royal Bank of Canada account in an attempt to defame him back in 2018. He's also accused of making defamatory comments about Gibson on a Jones Communication Network television program in June 2019. In court today, the former Water and Sewerage Executive Chairman also testifying a number of individuals approached him after hearing Miller's comment on the talk show. To that, he said he was humiliated, insulted, embarrassed, and felt it was to cause him political and social damage. Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Meanwhile, a 17-year-old boy stood before Magistrate Shaka Surville to answer to murder and attempted murder charges. The teen was charged with the June 27th murder of Chavez Jones and the attempted murder of France Dulce, Rotnell Jaffrard, and Leroy Petty. According to police, sometime after 10 that night, police were called to a shooting on Dean Street. Jones was among a group of people standing outside a business when a vehicle pulled up and opened fire, injuring 4 men. The men were taken to hospital where Jones died. The teen was remanded to the Simpson Penn Center for Boys until October 12th. And after weeks of protesting, things may soon be looking up for those independent contractors who are waiting to get money they say they are owed. Chairman of Public Beaches and Parks Authority, Mikhail Bonamy, says millions have already been paid out and more payments are on the way. Jamila Missick reports.
The Beaches and Parks Executive Chairman revealing that nearly $5 million has been paid out so far to some 1,400 contractors. According to Bonamy, that leaves 200 contractors to be paid. He explains what's leading to the holdup.
There are some individuals who are, we would say, very close to being paid.
Bonamy also pointing out that the authority had exceeded its $15.2 million budget.
Just to be clear, by our budget rules commenced in July. We had approximately depleted our budget by December of last year, halfway through. So we were unable to continue to engage individuals without the necessary budget in place.
Now, he could not say exactly when those payments will be made, but he did promise to reach out to protesters and hear their concerns.
We have a subcommittee on the board that will be joined by attorneys, that will be joined also by the clergy. So there may be instances where persons may not fit within the 4 walls of what is completely necessary, but we will take a closer look at it to see what can be done, if anything. So you may find that there are protesters, but their documents may not all be up to par. And so we're going to try and engage them and let them know what they need to do in order to bring their documentation up to par.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jamila Missick.
Meantime, residents over in Eleuthera experiencing water challenges on that central island. Addressing the issue, Minister of Works and Utilities Alfred Sears says the relationship between the Water and Sewage Corporation and desalination plant operator Aqua Design has affected operations.
A lot of maintenance work that ought to have taken place over the previous 4 years did not take place, and they're trying to catch up to repair. And 2 weeks ago, one of the pumps went down, and then the spare pump also went down.
Now, Sears says water has been restored in central Eleuthera and a spare pump has been delivered to the island.
Additionally, the cabinet has approved over $1 million for the manufacturing of 2 storage tanks for that area, that community, and that will also give more capacity to meet the water demands within central Eleuthera.
Well, a rainy day across the Bahamas with flooding in many areas of the capital. Meteorologists say a slow-moving upper-level disturbance is responsible for generating heavy showers and thunderstorms, mainly across the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas. The disturbance is likely to remain with us for another 24 to 48 hours before exiting. Our Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with the breakdown.
Yeah, thanks, Christina, and welcome everybody for our first look at weather. Yeah, we had quite a bit of weather across the area. What a difference 24 hours make. Lots of showers and thunderstorms, all associated with an upper-level system or disturbance, if you want to call it that, that's been circulating across the northwestern portions of the central Bahamas, bringing in some tropical moisture, and those cooler temperatures at the upper levels help to trigger off some really strong showers and thunderstorms today. Got some flooding, some parts of the northwest Bahamas seeing some significant flooding. We had about up to maybe 4 to 7 inches of rainfall recorded here in the capital. I'm sure some of the other locations seeing similar amounts. This upper level low and the weather associated with it will remain with us tonight through tomorrow before it actually lifts out of the area, and it's going to be picked up by an upper level trough that's moving off the southeast United States. So look for more showers tonight through tomorrow as the system remains in place. Outside our studios right now, temperatures in the low 80s, mostly cloudy skies with some showers. Your winds out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour, and your feels like temperature at 86 degrees. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, one activist speaks out about equality for all. Plus, the opposition leader speaks out on governmental transparency and keeping an eye on climate change. That's coming up when our news returns. Last night, we aired the first part of our exclusive interview with gender and queer theorist Newsbreak Thompson. In this second and final part of the interview, Thompson discusses the way forward for protecting the disenfranchised. Marlena Leonard has the story.
The LGBTQ+ advocate going a step further than just pressing the Prime Minister on equality for the country's queer community. Newsbreak Thompson is also revealing how easy he believes it can be to protect them. When asked what exactly he wants to see changed in legislation, he tells us it's not rocket science.
The discrimination clause in the Constitution, all you need to insert is gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation. And that solves your problem. It's similar to the same gender-based violence thing that we've been talking about for women, where you remove 3 words or 5 words, I don't know how much it is. It's that simple.
Thompson pointing to the cultural events like pageants and even Junkanoo, claiming much of the prized creativity behind the scenes has been driven and largely influenced by members of the Bahamian LGBTQ community.
The matter is that we're already contributing to society.
For those who feel like the issue isn't urgent, Thompson says that's all the more reason to address it now.
My whole thing about governance is you solve the problems now so that future generations don't have to incur the problems later. And that's all that we're asking for.
Reporting for our news, I'm Marlena Leonard.
In other news, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard calling for more focus on political collaboration for the National Development Plan. Pintard calling it vital for a more unified vision for the nation.
Since that time, we are putting more focus on the blue and orange economy. So those sections ought to be enlarged in a substantial way. So I think it would be a healthy exercise for us to do another round of public consultations with short to medium term action points, because this public, in order to buy in, they need to see that concrete actions are being taken, and this is not just a talk show.
Meanwhile, Pintard is still pushing for government to be transparent about the recent settlement with police officers, including the new commissioner of police. He says if there's a reason they can't be transparent, they should explain that to the public.
For every grievance against a particular person, whether it's embarrassment or some misfortune created by them being removed from their position, there is a corresponding amount, a range that persons get in that settlement. And if the amount the government actually gives is well out of that range, it then raises additional questions about the true motivation of the settlement and, of course, about the future impartiality of those persons serving in those positions. We don't want that to happen to men who otherwise we know to be men of integrity.
When our news comes back from the break, one government minister says the wheels are in motion for renewable energy. Plus, the Ministry of Health is keeping its eye on climate change. And one beauty queen ready for the Miss Bahamas Universe crown. The details when our news returns. This is our news. Welcome back. The Davis administration has approved a proposal for a 61-megawatt power facility on New Providence. That's according to Economic Affairs Minister Michael Halkitis, who also says a renewable energy project is on the way for several family islands. Italia Hall reports.
The new initiatives seek to stabilize fuel costs and provide more reliable power across the country. The Economic Affairs Minister giving details on the New Providence facility.
But we are encouraging individuals who want private sector individuals who want to get involved in production to bring their proposals. We have approved a few already.
Halkitis is also confirming that the government is working along with partners on a microgrid project for the Family Islands.
We have set a goal of 30% renewable energy by 2030, and we believe we'll achieve that by these operations where we have private sector individuals building solar fields. And we also believe that in our family islands, we will pursue more. We don't believe we'll pursue. Our objective is to pursue more microgrids.
The economic minister admitting that the sector has been lagging for years.
But I can assure you, we're giving it we're addressing it as a matter of urgency.
Reporting for our news, I'm Italia Hall.
The Ministry of Health hosting its Climate Change and Health Leaders Fellowship review this morning. Climate Change and Health Leader Fellow for the Bahamas, Dr. William Hamilton, says due to climate change, extreme weather events will not be the only thing the country faces.
It's important now that we have a larger scope of how we approach this problem. And then it's also important that we create a safe environment for our employees to work in, because if the employees don't feel comfortable, they won't be able to perform even if they have the skill set.
Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says the government's climate resilient health plan remains a key priority.
Climate change is recognized as the largest public health emergency of the 21st century. Therefore, the Bahamas is partnering with the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, the Pan American Health Organization, the World Health Organization, the Green Climate Fund, the European Union, the United Nations, and other regional and international organizations to confront climate crisis. We also strategize solutions to combat climate risk to the Bahamian people and our local environment that is a direct result of some of what we are seeing with sea level rising.
Still ahead on our news tonight, it's lights, camera, action. One beauty out of the bevy tells why she should be crowned Miss Bahamas Universe. And a second look at weather with Greg Thompson. That's coming up when our news returns. Welcome back to our news. A former Miss Teen Bahamas International title holder has her eyes set on the Miss Bahamas Universe crown. Jared Higgs sits down with her and has more on the road to the crown.
I started my journey when I was 18, and the journey of becoming this woman makes me so proud.
Miss Long Island, Angel Cartwright, a private banker by profession, has been on her pageant journey for 9 years. She was crowned Miss Teen Bahamas International back in 2013. Just weeks later, she would place top 10 in Miss Teen International. In 2018, she competed in Miss Bahamas World.
My goal in life is to live, to learn, and to grow. That's my motto, and every time I compete, I just feel so much more confident.
As she competes in Miss Bahamas Universe this year, Cartwright's platform is promoting conservation and preventing climate change. She's an ambassador for the Bahamas National Trust. During her year as Miss Long Island, she'll focus on marine, wildlife, and nature conservation.
We're leaders in our region when it comes to promoting conservation, and I definitely think that it's a strong platform, strong enough to go to Miss Universe.
Cartwright enjoys traveling to different family islands and is a certified open water scuba diver. She has chaperoned other Miss Teen Bahamas International winners and is passionate about passing on her knowledge and skills. She explains that the woman she's aiming to become is her inspiration. What about her advice for other pageant hopefuls?
Do it for the purpose of self-discovery, not just to win. Do it for the grooming. Do it for becoming a better woman. Do it to inspire others around you.
The Miss Bahamas Universe Grand Finale is set for July 31st at the Atlantis showroom. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
Now let's go back to the Weather Center with Greg for a second look at what's happening in the tropics.
Yeah, thanks again, Christina. Welcome back, everybody, for our second look at weather. Yeah, we had an unsettled weather pattern across the area as a big upper level was spinning across us, and that's bringing in some tropical moisture across the area, as well as some significant cooling in the upper levels, and that's triggering these strong to severe thunderstorms across the area. We had a couple of those issued earlier today, some severe thunderstorm warnings. That upper level low is going to hang around for at least another day or two before it moves out. Big upper level trough, you notice a dip in the jet stream, some clearing behind that. That's actually going to be responsible for picking the system up and pulling it towards the north and out of our area. So tomorrow we're looking for more showers in the forecast. Most of that should be concentrated across the northwest Bahamas. So we could see a repeat of what we had today. Heavy showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, and we expect those showers and thunderstorms to be waning as the end of the weekend goes. Satellite view, as I mentioned, upper level trough and low, triggering those showers and thunderstorms. And there's a frontal boundary associated with that upper level trough that's dipping across the southeast United States. All of that will be moving towards the north and east and away from us by Saturday, Sunday time frame. The tropics quiet. We got a couple of tropical waves moving across here, but the Saharan dust and the upper level shares continuing to inhibit any kind of organization to those, and the tropics will remain quiet for the next 5 days. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. East to southeasterly wind flow at 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Your high tide will be at 10:13 tonight. For the central and southeast Bahamas, a caution flag remains in place for you guys down there. East to southeasterly wind flow at 15 to 20 knots. Those winds will be gusting high at times, and your seas will be running 4 to 7 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your 7-day forecast, we got another day or two before things clear up. Saturday and Sunday showers. Most of the shower activity will be on Saturday. And by the early part of next week, we expect conditions to be improving. There should be another upper level low moving in our area, but the Saharan dust will inhibit any kind of shower activity over the next couple of days. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe weekend, everybody.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.